Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to add a bow to our scene, and we are going to use spring to join the bow with the arrow that we have currently. We are not going to do any kind of interaction, but we will be using this bow in the future to launch our arrow. Today we'll just connect the bow and the arrow with a spring. With that said, let's get started. The first thing that we are going to need, of course, is a bow. So let's go to trusty old web and go ahead and find this website, pixelsquid.com. It's pretty nifty. It has got a lot of different options, a lot of free options as well. And the one that I like the most is this Viking bow and arrow PNG and PSD. Feel free to use this asset or any other that you find appealing. Go ahead and download it. Now you will notice that it has got both a long bow and an arrow. However, I already have an arrow. I like the arrow that we have currently. Therefore, I'm going to edit the image a little and remove this arrow. Ideally, I would have loved to have removed this string as well, but because there's no use for the string for me. I'm not going to pull it back. But as you can see, there's an overlap between the bow, the wood, and the string here. And so if I just remove the string and leave this piece intact, it will look a little bit odd. So I'm going to leave it as it is. One thing that I do want to do is make the bow vertical, and I won't be able to do that completely here. So this is good enough for me. I'm going to do the rest of the rotation in the Unity itself. Go ahead and save this, close it, go back to Unity and drop your asset here in the asset space, then bring it up in the hierarchy. Let's rename this to bow. That didn't work. Still not. I wonder what the issue is. Okay, it worked that time. Okay, perfect. Now we are going to rotate this slightly so that it becomes vertical. Okay, that looks good enough to me. Let's scale it down so that it's in line with our arrow. 0.3 should look good. Let's try that. 0.3. What do you guys think? Does this seem the right size? Let's see. If we were to completely draw back the arrow and release it, it looks almost good. I just want but it's almost, the bow is almost invisible, so I want it to be slightly larger, so maybe 0.35. 0.35. Oh, oops. 0.35. Alright, I'm being nitpicky, but that looks much better to me. Now we need to connect the bow and the arrow with a spring joint. For that, the anchor needs to be a rigid body, so let's go ahead and add rigid body 2D to the bow, and to the arrow let's add a spring joint 2D. So first of all, let's see what a spring joint 2D does. You can see there is a thread going from the arrow to this central camera. It's not actually the camera, it's to this circle. I'll move it a little bit further above the camera so you can see it clearly, and let's hit play. What do you think is going to happen? Everything fell. Okay, the bow fell because it's still dynamic. We want it to be static. We'll make the change in a bit, but as you can see, The arrow is rotating from here to here with a center here, so like a pendulum with a center here. Let's go back. What we want to do is have the center be the bow. For that we will take drag bow and drop it here to the connected rigid body. That does the trick, but everything is going to fall now, so let's go back to the bow and let's have the body type be static. Alright, perfect. Let's move this a little bit to the top just for this video so you can see the effect. And let's hit play. Okay, perfect. So the arrow and the bow are connected now, and what I do want to do is leave it at right at the top of the circle, so that both are linked, so that in the future, in the next video when we are using the input system, you can draw back the arrow wherever you click, and its relative distance is going to be from the center of the bow. Let's see. Yep, perfect. The bow isn't falling and centered, and the arrow is right at the center of the bow. Slightly off maybe, but good enough for me. Alright, so that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.